There are some people who have the ability to drain the energy from people around them. Then there are those people who can energize everybody. Today's guest is Shelby Blake of Irisburg. She's here to talk about her journey from pessimism and self-doubter to internet guru, encouraging people to change their lives by starting by doing a few simple things, whether it be being more optimistic, believing in yourself, and being good to yourself and people around you. Welcome to the show, Shelby.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The last time you were on my show, I think you were on talking about, was it hunting?
Yes. Yep.
You're a hunter.
I am.
Hunter and a gatherer. But today, I've been watching you on the internet for the last few months, and you have an outstanding internet presence. And I think your message is very important, especially now when there's so much going on in the world, including so much negativism. But I've watched you go from an internet health and beauty consultant, I believe that's what you'd call, to having a mission just about changing your attitude and making a difference in your life and in the lives of people around you. How did that all come about?
So I guess I've been through many different jobs. I started off as a hairdresser, and it wasn't really a go for me. Being in such a small area, trying to build up that business and that clientele while trying to pay bills when you're not making any money is hard. So I kind of had to put the hairdressing aside and go into the corporate world and just kind of find whatever I could to help pay my bills. I had been in a lot of jobs that were, big corporations. I'd been in jobs that were family-run businesses, and I started to realize that I let other people's attitudes affect my own. And I learned at a very young age that life is short, and everything happens for a reason, and it's how you deal with situations that help you get through them. So if you're going to jump into something negatively, instead of looking at it like, why is this happening to me, instead of why is this happening to me, and learning from it and growing from it, that's what makes the difference. So I then I had a daughter, and I had to leave my corporate job to come home and raise her, which I'm very fortunate that Jordan and I have grown our taxidermy business to the point where I could come home. But then it was more like I needed something for me. I needed something to look forward to, something to set goals towards that I could work towards, other than just raising my daughter. So I ended up finding this luxury beauty company, and I learned a lot about myself. It's obviously a lot more than just skincare and cosmetics, but the people that you surround yourself with, if you surround yourself with people that are encouraging and, lift each other up, you do the same. If you're going to surround yourself with people that are going to always talk badly about people or bring others down, you're going to fall into that too. So I've done a lot. I've realized that if I get up every day and I have a journal, it doesn't matter if it's a fancy journal that you buy online or if it's just a journal that you buy at the dollar store, just taking that time to sit down and write 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for, or 3 to 5 things that you are going to work towards. If you set those things and you actually write them down where you can read them out loud, it changes your whole attitude. If you start your day being grateful for things that you have in your life, it sounds silly to do and sounds very minimal, but it makes a huge difference. At least it has for me.
So you didn't have like a huge defining moment where, boom, you were changing your attitude. It was you surrounded yourself just with the right people.
Yep. I started to, and it's even family. Like, you have to make that choice of who gets to be in your life. it's your life and it's your choice. And if you're going to let those people bring you down and you're going to let them negatively impact your life, then that's a choice you made. You can't blame other people for that. So I just kind of have distanced myself from a lot of people in my life that are just negative, because I don't want to be that way. It takes a lot of energy away from you. It's very, just detrimental to how you feel about yourself, to how you feel about others. And so that's really just, it's really just taking that moment to sit down and evaluate the people that are around you.
Although you've become quite a internet person in your work and in just your persona, the social media can be draining in its own, and that's why I think your message is so important to get out there, because I find it often be a cesspool of negativism. And I have a love-hate relationship with social media. As a business person myself, it's great. I generate stories. I generate if I'm looking for old photos of a particular location, I'm able to find it. But sometimes I look at what people are saying and all the energy some people put into negativism, and I'm thinking, if these people could only harness that and do it, you must see the same thing.
I do. And, that's when you have to just kind of weed through the people in your news feed. The people that you're going to see more in your news feed are the people that you interact with. So if you're interacting with those people, you're going to see their stuff more. So I focus my time and, while I'm on social media, interacting with those people that are like me, that are, looking to have a more positive life and lead a more just helping others. And those people are going to uplift your news feed, other than those people that are going to just constantly be throwing negative out there. And with social media, it's a very love-hate relationship that we all have with it. But it shows you the kind of people that people are. Like, everybody can throw a smile on and walk into a room. But if you're going to take that time to comment on somebody's post and just like tear them down, or just be negative towards them instead of just scrolling past it and minding your own business, that shows you the kind of people that people really are. It shows you more internally who they are, because most people aren't going to engage in that. And they wouldn't if they were in a face-to-face conversation. Right. Most people would avoid the conversation or, just walk away, where behind a computer screen, you can write whatever you want and there's no consequence for it, really.
And though, I've heard that particularly in economically depressed regions, I don't mean just rural America. I mean, like in cities even, that people have a tendency to just feel so beat down that they just become negative and jaded. Do you think that plays any role?
It's all in what you surround yourself with. If you're going to let everything, like if you're somebody that gets up in the morning and you turn your TV on and you watch the news and that's how you drink your coffee in the morning, you're already setting your mindset into a negative. You're already starting your day in a negative way. Where if you shut the TV off and you got up and you just went for a walk, and just like listen to the birds as you went for your walk, or, sat outside and drank your cup of coffee and just listen to, the world around you, you're going to be a lot more at peace with yourself than you are if you're going to, first thing you do is jump on Facebook and start scrolling through your news feed or listening to the media and all of those things. Take it with a grain of salt kind of thing, because you don't know what's true and what isn't true. Everything is, bits and pieces of what people have heard or their opinion on things. It's not always facts. And there's not always facts to back what they're saying, but so many people just absorb it because it's media and they think it's the truth. And so it just like weighs on you. Like you just constantly let all of that impact your life. And if you were somebody that didn't have a computer and you didn't have TV and you just worked every day to support your family and to, build your business or do whatever you wanted, you know what I mean? Like you're working for something that benefits you personally. If you're not worrying about what everybody else is doing, then you don't have anything to worry about other than yourself.
Yeah,
So
you and I agree so much on the whole media thing, because while people are focusing so much of their energy on politics, they're not realizing that for the most part, the media has, and no matter where you stand politically, they're the ones who have abdicated their roles as actually trying to inform us, and now they're becoming cheerleaders for one side or the other. And that's how come I tell people, from a person who has served in legislature myself, I will tell you, don't let this divide. Don't let the media and don't let politicians divide you. It's not worth it. And it doesn't divide most of the people in my life, fortunately. Um, so where do you plan on going from here?
I don't really know. I've had a lot of people reach out to me and tell me to start a blog or a podcast or things like that. And I actually tried. I'm not very tech savvy. I know I seem that way, but I'm really not. I kind of built a website and then somehow I deleted it right before I went to publish it. So I kind of just got frustrated and walked away. But my main goal is just to let others know that there's more to life than surrounding yourself with everybody else's negativity. You just need to believe in yourself and work towards what you want out of life, because ultimately you're the only one that can give you the life you want. You can't just like sit back and like hope for things, or just like, I see so much with people that are in social selling companies that just throw social graphics, like their company's graphics, or just throw posts out there just to hope that they sell something. And it's like, that's not what it's about. Like, you don't see your grocery store just posting that, hey, we have ketchup for sale this week, and everybody runs to buy it. That's only going to benefit the person that needs ketchup, right, ultimately. But it's so much more. It's like actually building relationships with people. And I find that our area is a very negative area. I'm not saying that there are no other places in the world that are negative, but I feel like us as a whole is very negative based. And so with social media, I can branch out and reach people all over the country. And those people are the people that are uplifting and encouraging each other. And I mean, we also have that here, which is the kind of people that I want to surround myself with. So it's just finding the people you connect with and that mesh with you and have the same views and goals and values that you possess to give you that balance, I guess.
I can sympathize with you, because while I have, as the publisher of Vermont's Northland Journal, I have huge local, national, and even international support. Will tell you, if somebody's going to try to take me out at the knees, it's probably going to be somebody who are in my immediate realm, as in they're from here. And because I'm going to tell you, the one thing I have found is the worst thing that upsets negative people is success. If they see somebody else succeeding, it looks differently. It looks different for different people. Mm-hmm. If you want to be the world's or the best writer you can, and you become an author like I have done, that is success. If you are a logger like my in-laws have been, they embrace it. That is them. They are successful. And because success is really, to a degree, a mindset. What you determine is it. With me, if I went to the woods, if I didn't drop a tree on myself, you'd probably have to at least sharpen the stumps so I wouldn't sit down to relax a little bit. So success is very different for different people.
It definitely is. And it's all in the drive that you have behind it. If you if you're not somebody that's passionate about what you do and you don't like have that drive behind you to keep pushing you forward, to keep making yourself better, if you're just going to settle, well, then that's on you. You can't like judge somebody else for that. But so many people sit back and want to reap the benefits of somebody else's hard work. That's what I've noticed a lot from just being part of different things in this country, that everybody wants something that everybody else has. And I think that's just human nature, that you always want what you don't have. But we need to find that what we do have is enough and be happy with that. And if you're not, then you need to figure out how you as a person can achieve more. And that's why, like, I've had many jobs that I've loved, but I wasn't going anywhere. So if I wasn't going to take that step to better myself and give myself other opportunities, then I have nobody to blame but myself. And it's the same with like network marketing. Social selling has like such a stigma about it, where a lot of people kind of turn their nose up at it. But there's so many good things that have come out of it, especially for me, like that I've noticed with it. And I'm pretty much the only person in this area really part of this company. And I've been in.
What is your company?
It's called Bellamy. It's a luxury beauty company. We have skincare. It's more of like a better for you beauty company. Like, we don't have any harmful chemicals and stuff. So we're what the people want. Like, people are paying more attention to the ingredients in their products, and they're paying more attention to what they actually put on their body and into their skin. And like, people are eating better and things like that. So we're geared more towards what people are looking for in products. But I started this business, and the girl I joined under was also from this area, and then she got out of it. So I was the only one in Vermont part of this company. I've now built up a team of people that are in this area, but it took people a good year to watch me before anybody decided to join me. The only people that really bought from me in this area were like my family, like my close family. But I've literally had to build a business online and branch myself out to people that I wouldn't know if it wasn't for the internet. And that's kind of a risky thing to do, especially since as children, we're told not to talk to strangers and stuff. But you really just have to build a relationship with people online and find out if they're your kind of people or not. And it's all about relationship building. Like, if you can't have a conversation with somebody and share whatever interests you share commonly, then you're wasting their time and you're wasting your own time. Right. So that's just kind of what I've come to realize, is just, you just have to find the people that are like you, and the people that are where you want to be. Surround yourself with people that are successful. If you want to be successful, surround yourself with successful people, because they make you be better. They make you want to achieve more. So that's just kind of what I've come to find.
I think there has to be a niche, a big niche for you. As I said, I don't know if you're like, if you're the female version of Dr. Phil, I don't think so. Okay, he can be negative too, or Delilah. I'm
no matchmaker.
My revelation to this, your way of thinking, actually, well, it was an evolutionary thing, because I don't think yours happened overnight either. But when my wife and I have been together for, we've actually been together 36 years, I believe, 37. We were 18 and 19, and then we had twins when we were 19 and 20, and we couldn't get a local doctor to listen to us, that there was something wrong. And this is fast forward. Nick died. Nick died in the hospital parking lot. Call it a miracle. Call it luck. I ran him into the hospital, and the inpatient person said, "How long has it been?" I said, 2 minutes tops. They resuscitated him, and then Burlington Hospital took action. They had 0% chance of survival. almost 0% chance of survival. But again, call it miracle, call it luck. Their treatment ended up being a cure. Nick, that dead baby, finished 35th in the world at the Boston Marathon a few years ago, the 9th in the Philly. And ever since then, especially since I realized to that doctor I did not have a voice, I realized that there was only one person to give yourself a voice, and it's you.
Yeah.
And it's been just an evolution, and we gave our children that voice, and they've all gone on to college. They've all done great things. And I believe if I had been stuck at where I was before that huge revelation, they maybe not be living the lives they're living today. So what you are doing will also impact your daughter.
And that's what I want. I mean, I want her to know that there's so much more to life. Like, whatever you want, you can do it as long as you work hard for it. Like, sky's the limit kind of thing. And I don't ever want her to live in that comparison. Like, well, so-and-so has this, I don't have that, I'm not good enough. You know what I mean? Like, you have to embrace what you are, because all of us have a gift and all of us are different, and we just have to embrace that and just grow from it. My mom actually, when I was in 4th grade, had an accident where she lost an arm. So she lost her dominant arm and completely had to start over. And I was there with her. Like, I changed her bandages at like 10 years old. Like, I was there to help her, and I watched her, and I watched her learn to write all over again. I watched her learn to tie her shoes. You try to tie your shoes one-handed, it's not easy. But like, just trying to put your hair up and, all these things that we take for granted every day. And I learned at a very young age that your life can change in a matter of seconds. And I think everybody's kind of realizing that now. Like, everybody went from doing their daily routine that they literally took for granted, that became so monotonous that it was just, you get up in the morning, you go to work, you bring your kids to school, you pick them up, whatever their routine was, it was an everyday thing. And then all of a sudden one day you aren't going to work and your kids aren't going to school, and all of these things have now changed. And I think people are now realizing that enjoy the things that you have while you have them, because they're not always going to be there. And having a job that you go to every day that you hate, that brings you stress and anxiety and depression and takes you away from your family, is it really worth it to you? Is that paycheck really worth it to you? Or would you rather find something that maybe you don't make as much but makes you happy? And that's all what it's about. It's all about finding what makes you happy, because life is way too short to go to a job and wake up every morning and hate your life. And that's what I've realized. And I don't want that. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for my family. And, Jordan has always kind of been that way, because he has always wanted his own business. He's always wanted to be his own boss. And I was always that person that was like, I can't build a business by myself. I sucked at hairdressing. Like, I couldn't make it go. But really, I'm in a really hard area to build a clientele for being in a salon. So you have to find what is a need for your area, or go to a different area and find what you love. Find what works for you, something you can be passionate about. Otherwise, you're wasting your time and you don't get it back.
Absolutely. And I think too many people look at what other people are doing success. You can't just look at other successful people and try to copy them, because what was successful for them might not be successful for you. So it's like, for example, I think it was 7 Days did an article about my work. And I took it as a big compliment. I was called the most improbable successful publication in the state. Well, it is very, in a sense, if you look, I record the history of the most poverty-stricken part of the Northeast Kingdom. And I went to like probably 20 people when I was planning this like 18 years ago. And most of them, asked if I needed, a psychiatrist or something, basically saying, what are you thinking? And then I had one friend who wasn't actually from here. He was the CEO of Citizens Utilities, Gary Kellogg. He says, Scott, that's a great idea. I took that one person. Now, there has been, in those 18 years, there's been times I've wanted to slap him and say, what were you thinking, Gary? But it really is, I transformed this improbable idea into a, am I rich? No, but I'm rich in so many other ways than money. We now go to 50 states, and I couldn't be happier. Some days I wake up in such a good mood. My wife wants to slap me. It's just like, tone down. Let me have my coffee first. And so, but I will say, my wife, she is the brains of the outfit. She's the one who anchors me, and I don't mean hold me back, because she has another job, but she's the one who keeps the books, because if you relied on me to keep my books, I would be serving serious time for tax fraud or something.
Right.
That's not my cup of tea.
But that's what everybody needs. Everybody needs that one person to give them that encouragement that you can do it. It doesn't matter if 1,000 people tell you no, that one person that says, you know what, you can do this. That's the one you need to run with. Because even if you fall flat on your face, at least you tried. You can't live your life going, what if? Maybe I should have tried that. If you at least try, then you know. I mean, we literally have a taxidermy business in the worst state possible. I mean, we don't have a great deer population. We don't shoot, world record deer. It's a hard area, but yet we've become successful. And it's because Jordan has a love for it. He absolutely loves bringing these animals back to life. And it's not for everybody. Not everybody wants a deer mount on their wall. But you have to find what makes you different. And we're pretty much, I think, the only taxidermy business in the state that does bear. So that gives us a bigger group of people to target, because not everybody wants, however many deer heads on their wall. Maybe they only want one. So you don't have that repeat customer, but then they might go and shoot a bear instead and then want that mounted. So it's just finding your market of people and finding the people that are going to just support you no matter what. And it's just building that relationship, because if you don't have a relationship or good customer service with people, there's no reason for them to go to you rather than Joe Schmo down the street kind of thing. So that's just kind of what I've learned in my almost 30 years of life, I guess.
So if somebody wants to follow you and follow your words of wisdom and learn about your product at the same time, which you're a soft seller. You're not in your face.
No, and I don't believe in that. Like, I know for me personally, I hate going to buy a vehicle because I hate somebody like following me around like I'm doing something wrong. Like, I don't want to be pushed into something. If I want to go home and think about it, I want to go home and think about it. I don't want you messaging me and calling me 30 times a day. And that's it. Like, I'm going to put my product out there. And if you decided something for you or you want more information, you come to me. I don't want to chase you down. And I want to build a relationship with people. Like, I want to know why you decided to reach out to me, why you decided to give our products a try rather than something at Walmart. Because then you get to learn about people. If you're just like, okay, here's my website, go buy what you want, you don't learn about them. You can't build that relationship with them. And so I guess that's just what I'm trying to do, I guess. Just build a.
Well, let me tell you, you're 20 years away from turning 50. But the day you turn 50, AARP immediately starts stalking you. And
yeah.
they contact you in the mail almost every single day. So there's that form of marketing, which I don't care for too much. Okay, how can people reach out to you or see you in action?
I mean, all of my social media pages are public, because I want people to be able to, if they hear something that I say and they feel like it resonates with somebody they know, or they want to share it with somebody, they're more than welcome to. I mean, all of my videos are all public. They can share them out to their page or send them to a friend. So you can follow me on Facebook. I don't know exactly what my name, it's under Shelby Blake. I just know that. I don't know what the actual like login part after that is, but yeah, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram.
So you're, I haven't learned the whole Instagram.
But mostly on Facebook. Facebook's where I do my videos and stuff.
Well, thank you for coming on, and keep up the good work, and spreading the power of optimism.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And thank you to the viewers for tuning in to another segment of the Northeast Kingdom Voice.